I think what I've discovered this year is that EWB has just started. Twenty 2015 is the year where we reached a milestone in our ability to put on paper, on a framework, all the practices that we've been crafting and refining over 15 years on leadership development. Opening up people's ability to see systems and to innovate within systems and to have an active voice as citizens. Engineers Without Borders is ready to share some of our lessons learned, some of the best of what we've been able to craft in Canada on leadership development over the past 15 years. We're ready to share it, and we want to share it, and we want to learn from others who have also developed their own expertise over so many years, especially in a completely different context, like Ghana or like Uganda. We proved once again that EWBers are active citizens. I mean, in the lead-up of the federal election, we had a remarkable level of engagement all across Canada. We organized a series of city-based candidate debates around Canada's role and leadership in international development and global poverty eradication. It was inspiring to see that in the few weeks leading up to the federal election, our members were able to reach candidates in 90% of ridings across the country. So many candidates who then became members of parliament, who were elected, expressed their voice on the Politics Aside platform, saying, yes, I care that Canada plays a leadership role internationally. While spending just a few days with Lisha Bora and Graham and his team, I was reminded of the role that we play with these early stage ventures. I mean, Graham has everything to do, like figuring out his distribution channels, figuring out the whole technology, the business model, understanding his clients, everything, understanding the real social impact of his business. At these early stages, it's almost mission impossible. And in a context like Kenya, it's very easy to miss a few steps and to not succeed. And for an idea of this value, of this potential impact, the support that we provide in early stages is so crucial. So having the access to the people that can be there on the team with Graham and accelerate the business, and having access to a little bit of seed funding to operationalize those ideas when no one else really wants to take a risk on something that is unlikely to provide a financial return anytime soon, and yet maybe has the potential in the very distant future to become a very successful enterprise. We don't know, but at this very early stage, a bold, courageous commitment is what makes the difference between a good idea that stays on the shelf versus a good idea that makes impacts for hundreds of thousands of people. When I think of the support that we provide to Lisha Bora, and when I say we support Lisha Bora, it's not just we as a few people that are, fundraising in EWB's national office. Graham gets so much inspiration from the fact that there's thousands of EWBers across Canada and increasingly across sub-Saharan Africa that care about the change that he's trying to make and that we're all trying to make. And that's what makes up EWB. It's also the hundreds of funders that come in and say, look, I care that EWB takes bold and courageous commitments to your ventures, and I want to support that. And I know that these people, when I meet with Graham, are there around us, and they make up the success of that early stage venture. It's everyone who's contributed, like people in the national office, people at our 39 chapters across Canada, everyone who commits their time. Is the fellows that actually say, you know what, I will commit a year, I will commit 2 years to contributing to a bold idea because I get a great learning experience out of it and I make a huge impact on the world. Coming into the CEO role, I thought that EWB, Engineers Without Borders, was an accomplished organization, that we had arrived, that it was a matter of now maintaining our status quo. And I think what I've discovered this year is that EWB has just started.